Okay, so you were saying you
So
were
you don't have to
measuring
go
waves.
further into it, right? Got
Yeah.
it.
So anyways, let's get back to the energy. So when we know that this is happening, and we know that we're in this juicy vibration, it's just best to be mindful of loving everything and loving everyone.
Exactly.
And thinking happy thoughts like Mary Poppins.
Right.
Think a happy thought.
Recognizing that you have a choice.
You have free will.
Exactly. You have a choice of what you give your attention to.
Oh, okay.
Right?
All right. So
if you're choosing to focus, no matter what's going on around you, if you're choosing to focus on, the source of all that is within everything and everywhere
and everyone
at all times, right?
Yeah.
If you're choosing to be a vessel, to be an extension of that consciously and willingly, right? To do service in that way, then you know, especially when you can you recognize the synchronicities that are happening, especially with the number sequences and whatnot, right?
And running into people.
Right.
And like you were at a party and that person reminded me of this person that knew that person, and then we had this ET contact.
Right. Once again, you're seeing
the patterns.
Exactly. Pattern recognition. Then you know that your pineal gland is being stimulated by this frequency.
It's like John Riley's machine. His machine got you into that field almost, and then everything started getting into the harmony. Your body went back into harmony.
Right. And there's this machine, which is what you've chosen. Everybody.
This is my earth suit.
All 8 billion souls. This soul group chose to incarnate together.
Right on.
For this experience.
I remember wanting to do this. Right. And I said, pick me, use me, I'm going to do it, whatever it is, let me know.
So then
that right there.
Yeah, it's Jupiter. So here
Jupiter is shining down on us right now
the
for
planet of expansion and opportunity.
And wealth and prosperity, right?
Right. So
prosperity, 11, prosperity.
So as we're experiencing this, it's important for us to recognize that not everybody that's not what that's not their purpose. It's not their purpose.
No, they could just be a banker.
Right, or they could be, I've known bankers that are pretty conscious people, actually. Yeah. I once met the World Bank's representative at the UN.
What?
And we had dinner together a couple of times.
But everybody has a role to play, that's what I'm saying. Nobody has to be a light worker, they can just be a person.
As they've chosen, in their pre-life agreements and whatnot, okay? It only takes a fraction. It's like, what is it? The square root of 1% of the population
to wake up.
Which
already happened.
Which is, it's less than 10,000 people.
Right.
Right. To
shift, to create the paradigm shift.
Right. And there's, like I said,
a ton of people that are awake.
It's not. There's no off switch.
There's
no break.
Switch, right.
There's nobody in charge on this side of the veil.
That's so fantastic, because then when you're doing your stuff on your walkabouts, I'm getting the benefit of that. And when I'm meditating, if I just go into my consciousness with my clients, they're getting the benefit even when they're not with me, because we're all connected.
Exactly.
And so even just a vague, like a little soft thought of you on the top of a mountain, I'm just going to go into samadhi.
But see, here's the thing: is you don't have to think of me. All right.
I do think of you, though.
I know, but if I can,
you show up even when I don't think about you.
Right. It's not me.
Right. It's
right.
It's the allness. I'm
choosing
to be you.
And that's what I do when I'm, out there, in here, or whatever.
Right. That's why I said when you showed up as Jesus, and you said you don't remember. It's like, you don't remember being Jesus.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation.
It is, but you did show up when you were supposed to. You let it come through you. This is the same point.
Right, service.
It came through. A light came through his face. I saw the Christ, and then it went back out, and then there was him. So something came through and came back out. So you did choose this.
I chose to be a mirror.
To be a mirror. Oh.
No, really. That was my prayer. Was just to be a mirror.
That was really beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I gotta just polish it up.
Yeah.
Right. But
and I think that's when Ave Maria started playing, and it started raining. You remember the music started playing at midnight, the rain started falling, there was St. Francis from Assisi and the meditation garden. You don't remember that, and you shape-shifted? Oh my gosh. All right.
So we had a lot of amazing experiences.
So that was a beautiful time. Okay. back to the fact that you can be anywhere and allow the energy to come through.
Right. And it has to be a choice because we have free will. So a person has to choose to be of service in this way.
Okay,
right?
So is that the dial-up key, is like just to be in service to the moment? Because like, let's say you're in a bad mood and you're like, nothing's going my way and I'm mad, and your friend says, it's going to be okay. No, it's not. And you want to hold on to your anger. Now, does it go around you or does it work on you? And then eventually you're like, I feel so much better.
Well, frankly, anybody that's watching this is not one of those people.
But if they had a friend or a mother that was one of those people, will it melt their cocoon of chaos and ignorance and forgetfulness? Will the energy do that?
No, the energy won't. You will.
The you that's inside of there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have exercising your free will, right?
So 100% responsibility.
Okay. So one of the things I've been given to understand is this whole thing about timelines.
Okay.
And we live in the realm of all possibilities.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And when we
choose
this soul group of 8 billion souls
on our Earth ship
like to live in that in the borderlands between the
lower
stuff,
astral plane,
between stuff that sucks and everything that's yummy, right? So there's the realm of creation where everything is perfect all the time, everything's yummy,
right?
Yippee, right?
Right.
And then there's the stuff that sucks, right?
Okay.
Where basically suffering exists.
Right.
And this group of 8 billion souls likes to surf
in there
between those two.
Which,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you and I are the sort of people that have chosen to
get your water skis on and start going above the
right, to be of service in that zone.
Yeah.
Right? But that's our choice.
Yes.
And that requires that zone.
I want to say attention, intention, and focus. For me, I have to...
I hear you, but what I'm saying is choosing to be aligned with Savior, the Savior protocols, right, of saving people.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that.
From the yuck. I'm just...
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I would call the redemption protocol.
Okay. I'm going to call them reminder protocols.
Okay.
Alarm clocks.
But
ding,
the point is,
wake up, bling, bling, bling. I'm an alarm clock.
The point is that anybody that is in a part of the creation that they don't want to be in,
yes,
to be able to get to a place to get out of it.
Right.
Okay. And
so we're like a lifeguard sometimes.
Exactly.
Hey,
that's what we've chosen. But at the same time, that our choosing that requires there to be somebody to save.
Which is why I want to get out of that whole dimension,
so
that there's nobody to save. Everybody's God. What did you come here to do? Enjoy your life, be happy, help other people, help yourself. Everybody's you. Let's have a party.
Exactly.
So that we don't have any saviors, because that's an outdated technology.
Exactly.
And in the kingdom of heaven, we're already God. That's what you said in the beginning.
Exactly.
We're already God.
So we're in terms of it gets down to spiritual navigation.
Okay.
Right? It's like we're navigating
true north
through the realm of all possibilities. We're navigating through the creation.
Through the creation. Right? I like that.
And when we choose to, in the midst of
whatever
of being disconnected, a sense of being disconnected from our source, when we choose to acknowledge that there is a source to connect to, right? In the midst of being, distracted and disturbed, whatever, right? That changes our timeline.
Of course, it's a frequency shift up, like when Willy Wonka, very easy analogy. They're in the bubble tunnel, and he's like, "Laugh, Charlie, laugh," and they laugh and they ascend, they go up. And the frequency raises, and so you're on a different dimensional reception vibration. So of course, it looks more like this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So there's like the right music is playing, the right lamp is there, the candle is lit, everything was prepared for you, and it got all done, and I didn't even know about it.
Right.
Just for this shoot, for all this to happen, it just went like this.
Right.
So I'm going to call, instead of materialization, I'm going to call it emergence. Like it's just right there.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's important to me, it's important to mention that at the moment that the creation was created, the source of the creation knew exactly everything that would happen, could happen, might happen, and so forth, right?
And infinite possibilities it already knows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we are
omniscience.
Right, and we are the expression of all that possibility.
We are the paint on the canvas of the artist's intention in his glory, or her glory. It's glory. It's glory.
Right, and it's within every scintilla of space, time, and matter.
Everything is everything.
And consciousness.
Everything is everything.
Right, and the distance between things is what makes eventuation possible.
Okay, break that down.
Right.
Eventuation.
You're sitting over here.
Yeah.
I'm sitting over here.
Yeah.
On one level, there's no distance between us.
Right.
Right? Because we're all one.
Right, because we're all vibrating molecules. My oxygen molecules are yours, and my body molecules are okay. That's
but in terms of consciousness, right?
Exactly.
Every molecule, every subatomic particle,
it's all one thing.
It's all energy. It's all consciousness. It's all infinite consciousness.
I'm having a conversation with myself.
Exactly.
And I'm viewing myself having a conversation with myself as the flowers looking at the candle through my own third eye.
Right.
One of those.
Right.
It's like that.
At some point, it's kind of cosmic.
It is like that. It's like that painting right there.
It's cosmic masturbation, right? It's the source of all that is by itself.
Making love to itself.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So,
and in the process of that, you know, each one of us is an individuation of the source of all that is.
Right.
You know,
Dots on a canvas,
we're a vector through the realm of all possibilities. We're a vector of consciousness
through the realm of all possibilities.
Through the realm of all possibilities.
So stay open, obviously, because if you're clogged up, you might not get that flow as easily to flow through you, which delivered you to me. You just ended up like, hey, I'm gonna come over and I have a gift for you. And you gave me the gift and I was very happy. And then I said, we really should do another interview. And you're like, yeah, I think it's time. And then that brings us to this with you guys. Thanks for coming. So that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. That's some beautiful work. And we're still here to witness it. And it hasn't been witnessed before. So you're just saying, just a couple weeks ago, it's 8 billion of us? 8 billion us's.
Last week.
So you know what
it's like a week ago.
Okay, so I love Dr. Seuss. And I was thinking about his name, and it's like SEUSS. So there's 2 S's on us, and then there's only 1 E on C. But if you go see us, he's like, see us. The who's in Whoville. We're the trees. We're the energy. We're the atmosphere. We're the Lorax. We're the star-bellied Sneetches. We're the ones without the stars. You know, so he was, in his own way, you know, political cartoonist talking about war, the war without, that you're saying might not even be possible after all these energies open. He was saying, let's look at everybody as us. And that's just like a precursor to this energy that has you feel like the animal or the tree, whatever. So you know how to make a behavioral choice prior to going, oops, sorry, did that hurt? You know, you'd be like, wow, that might hurt. So I don't need to kill you for my own desires. I can sit in the energy. And I believe that this is the time where we actually can go less speaking, less eating, and less doing. And having everything get done. Getting energy in our bodies, being able to accomplish things, and living in a pretty yummy space with our fellow other us's.
Yeah. I think, you know, in 2 or 3 generations from now, it'll be one of those situations where it'll be hard for them to understand how we could stand where we are right now, in the same way that it's hard for us to understand how it was.
Being a caveman, like that, how prehistoric it was, running from a saber-toothed tiger or a dinosaur.
There were no dinosaurs and people at the same time.
Well, thank God.
Saber-toothed tigers.
A boar, or an alligator. If you're in Florida,
tigers,
if you're running from an
definitely.
alligator, that's the only prehistoric animal. Okay, so,
Right.
but the point is that yes, we are in some ways living an archaic existence because
relatively speaking,
to the emotional intelligence and the spiritual intelligence and the empathetic intelligence that we do have access to, shown to us by the people that reached all the way through, like a Christ or a Buddha or a Krishna or a divine master.
Sure.
They went all the way in and tuned in, and they could feel somebody on the other side of the planet, and through 2,000 years they knew what happened in your past life, your forward life.
Sure.
They got that.
They showed what the potential was in the midst of the dark age.
In the midst of Kali Yuga, dark.
When I say dark age, what I'm talking about is I'm referencing the 24,000 year cycle of the solar system moving closer to the galactic center and further away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And according to these ancient Hindu scriptures,
mm-hmm.
we were at the furthest point from the galactic center in the year 499 AD. And for the next 10,500 years, we will be moving back towards the galactic center
mm-hmm.
in this 24,000 year orbit.
Right.
And according to Sri Yukteswar, Yogananda's guru,
right.
As the solar system moves closer to the galactic center, the easier it is for incarnate souls to perceive and manifest divinity. And the further away the solar system gets from the galactic center, the more challenging it is for incarnate souls to perceive and manifest divinity. So in that 24,000 year egg-shaped orbit,
that's important to say, slow, that it's very much easier for regular people to assume a level of Christ consciousness or Buddha consciousness or Krishna consciousness or Allah consciousness or Sufi consciousness. You could get all the way up to the stream, whatever stream you're in, to the top of the Godhead in these periods when you're going in. And when you're coming out, they will always say, and in the Rig Vedas and in all the rishis would always say, we will send a living master in those dark times specifically to show you that somebody can do it.
Right. So the 24,000 year cycle is divided in half with the ascending phase and the descending phase.
Mm-hmm.
And the descending phase is really challenging because, essentially everything is getting more dense.
And you forget.
Exactly.
Even on lunar cycles, I forget. I have these peak states where I know I'm God and I'm everything, and then all of a sudden I have these weak states, and I'm just like, who am I? I wanted that.
But that's only going to...
It phase itself out.
It's not just phasing itself out. It's going to get less and less as through the ascending phase.
I'm so thankful. I feel like I'm feeling it right now. I am less angry now than I've ever been.
Congratulations.
Stuff still happens to me. I literally am less angry. I remember I went through when I first met you, not because of you, but when I was meeting you. 10 years I didn't smile. I was like, I cannot smile. I feel so fake smiling. It was so hard. So hard. Hard times. And it took me a while to let some of that go. But in the last 2 years, literally it's been easier and easier to stay high and happy and grateful. High, low doesn't mean anything, but just peaceful, radiating an energy of peace and taking that peace cloud with me wherever I go, whether it's at the DMV or facing my bills.
You make a really important point, and thanks for reminding me. Gratitude is another way of activating and accessing the subtle energy, is to be in gratitude. And
I'm going to write a grateful song.
To think about
being grateful
of what it is you're grateful for.
So you can just
and
jump
why
in
it
on
is
that
that
wave.
brings you into this field very easily, and being able to access it. Because when you're in that place of gratitude, you're in compassion.
Okay, what are you grateful for?
Everything.
Your life, for sure.
There's that.
Yeah. And how about your cancer? Did you
It's
feel?
not mine.
Okay, the situation that you went through, did you feel grateful for that whole?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
The cancer was only part of the shamanic journey.
That's great.
Right.
But that's a great way to look at that.
Yeah, it was the one way of contextualizing what was transpiring that made any kind of sense to me. And honestly, the cancer wasn't the hardest part. I mean, I had an accident last Christmas Eve that where I didn't know if I'd be able to walk again.
What happened? I don't remember that.
I may not have told you about it. I spent 2 months living at these hot springs up in the Sierras, soaking, to heal myself, and then I was able to begin to walk, and then I knew that if I was able to walk, then I could then, begin to try to run again, and if I could run, I could fly. So
and he does fly. If you don't know, he does fly.
And
literally flying off the top of a mountain.
Yeah, I flew off of Aspen Mountain this summer.
God. Okay, first of all,
twice.
Okay,
it was amazing.
Did you start flying because of this illness? Was it a catalyst for you to just start jumping off mountains? I don't remember you flying before.
I have wanted to fly ever since I was 4 years old. I grew up outside of an Air Force base. My father's in the Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
I have always wanted to fly. I was, an avid, fan of the whole space program. I wanted to be an astronaut and a fighter pilot when I was growing up, And I was in Civil Air Patrol when I was 13 years old because I wanted to learn how to fly. I got to see Apollo 14 launch from the pad, which was really cool. But I even... I wrote a book called Learning to Fly and made it into a movie, an animated feature.
Okay, we'll put a link for that at the bottom. Right. So send me that link and it'll be at the bottom.
Right.
Okay, let's look at our time. We're at 22 minutes. Okay. So we can do another one. If we want, because we're going to have to stop. All right, so...
Let's just wrap it up.
Oh, let's wrap it up. Okay. So, to be grateful for everything that happens to us, whether it's good or bad.
Empathy, gratitude, compassion, right? Mm-hmm. And there's one more. Oh, this is the most important one. This is the most important.
10 minutes.
This is the most important one.
Okay.
Trance.
Thank God you did all those meditation videos.
Did I?
Yeah, 30 seconds, stare at this, breathe in and out, watch your art, remember the thing, expands and collapses.
See, this stuff is all water.
But I mean, you made it, and now it's like really relevant. It's really relevant because that puts you in trance. Yeah, but I mean, if you like to be in trance.
No, here's the thing. Daydreaming.
I love daydreaming.
Okay.
I love daydreaming. I love that.
So daydreaming, there isn't a soul on this planet that doesn't do it.
It's so good.
And when you're doing it,
I love
what's happening is that your dominant brainwave pattern is theta. But your eyes are open.
John Lennon always would say that. Imagine. Yeah.
Right. What's happening when you're in theta, your dominant brainwave pattern is between 6 and 8 vibrations per second. Right. But once, like I said, your eyes are open, so you're not going to fall asleep.
No, you could be driving. I daydream when I drive.
Right, which is one of the problems with sitting still in meditation. A lot of times, in Zen monasteries, they have a person walking around to whack people that are falling asleep because it's so. If your brainwave pattern drops
to 4, you're in delta,
or to 5, even you drop into
and then you fall asleep.
Unconscious. So
walking meditation
with your eyes,
is good.
yes, with your eyes open, you have direct access
to everything.
To everything. Right.
Driving is a really great form of meditation.
Right.
You go up the coast and you're like driving by the ocean and you're just kind of like.
Yeah. And witnessing water in general is really
like a fountain.
Yeah, any
water.
Because
any waterfall, ocean waves.
I think water is like light in that the
100%
information, energy.
100%.
information is in whatever you need to know.
Is inside the water.
Is in the water. It's
100%. The water imprints every living thing from a fossil all the way up to the now, to the little baby putting their toe in that just got here. Right. So the water records all that in its memory.
Yeah, yeah. And
whales are the record keepers.
Have access to the Akashic.
Access to the Akashic, right on the whale note.
Which is what happens in daydreaming.
And also
when you're in daydreaming,
when they would put you in the little Watsu thing, you can go out of your body. Or if you're in the float tank, same thing. That water in that dark space.
Right. Aside from water, you don't actually have to have access to water. Just choosing.
You are water.
Choosing. The key to this sort of trance I'm talking about. Everybody daydreams, but and everybody has had this experience of daydreaming, and coming to conscious awareness that you're daydreaming and choosing to stay in the daydream.
I am in my daydream right now with you. This is part of my daydream, even though it's at night. I'm in my day-night dream. Because I like to stay in my dream. I used to sign all of my emails, I don't know if you remember, from 20 years ago, dream your life awake. And I felt like I was in the dream awake, dreaming, because I was just making things up and they were working. And I felt like I was in this really juicy synchronicity. I would like think a thought, and somebody would ring the doorbell, and something would get delivered. And
right, because you had a pretty active pineal back then, girl.
Well, it's still active.
I know. I'm just saying that.
Even back then when it was dense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I got hit on the head so many times. The Matrix.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like we really need to reclaim that word.
Matrix.
Matrix, the root of the word is mother.
I know. Yes, of course.
Right, and that
Let's
movie,
do that.
The movie,
they flipped it
and they made it a negative thing.
I know.
When in actuality,
it is everything.
There are matrices of the Matrix, right? And the Matrix is what we're talking about. This ultra low frequency.
Let's name this video series The Matrix.
You go for it.
I'm going to name it The Matrix.
Promote it, Yeah. It's the whole...
The Matrix is that there's only good news.
Matrices.
Okay, so there's... When you say that, I'm seeing this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So they have, in the esoteric traditions, those big, huge books, there's like the planet, and there's like an orb, and then an orb, and the guy's looking through.
Yes.
I don't know what that painting is.
I know.
Yeah. It's in all the mystery school books.
Yeah.
But those are like the Matrix, those things.
Right.
So we're going to rename this.
Each layer is something like
the possibilities.
There's a desire.
Infinite.
There's a joy matrix, a desire matrix, a fear matrix, right? And
yes,
all
and
of
I can drop into that.
Right.
If I get
but see
out of alignment.
But okay, the fear matrix serves a purpose. All of these, they serve a purpose to the whole.
Okay.
The whole.
That makes sense.
They would not.
Like a vulture or like a leech or a shark. Yeah, everything has a purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
everything has a season.
At any one moment, there's a certain number of people on the planet that are in ecstasy, right?
That's so nice to think about.
Yeah.
That's so nice to think about. Right now, somebody is in ecstasy right now.
Right. And luckily, it's not just one person.
Well, it could be us right now.
Right. So there's a percentage of that 8 billion is experiencing ecstasy, right? And imagine, up until 1800, there were less than 1 billion people on the planet. So that the ecstasy matrix, the joy matrix, was not as powerful because there weren't as many people in that vibe, right? But now you have I think this is kind of past a point of critical mass.
I think this is why we have a lot of energy observing what's going on right here, right now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
The people that have seen a lot of activity in the night sky is because we are getting, like, Who's in Whoville, and Horton Hears a Who. We are here. We are joy. We are love. Like, the galaxy and the multiverse can see our shine when we go into these ecstatic
It's
states.
not like that we were ever invisible.
No, but the louder that we get, it does seem like it, like you're saying, it's turning up. So I feel like there's a lot more attraction.
Yeah, without a doubt. I feel like, there's.
Talk to Stephen Greer about it. He knows. He knows that there's more people every single day telepathically communicating love and harmony to the beings in the universe. Mm-hmm. And those beings can feel that energy, and they can respond to the energy.
Yes, and they are we.
They are we.
Right.
So just like if I say, I'm thinking of my Aunt Sarah, and then she just calls me out of the blue.
Right.
Same thing.
And
I just saw a light. Okay.
So, it's the all one. It's all one.
It is all one. But I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You're me.
Right?
I'm talking to you.
There's just us out here.
There's just us. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
the same, different other me.
Right.
Yeah. Right. All right. So that's okay. Let's just do it one more time. So compassion, empathy, gratitude,
and trance,
which is centered around your imagination, dropping into your
consciously choosing to remain in the daydreaming state.
Consciously.
And
so it's a Zen meditation.
When you consciously choose to stay in the daydreaming state, you can ask anything and have the answer, because you're accessing the Akashic record. You're going to find out whatever it is that you really need to know at that moment in the space-time coordinate. Yeah.
I like that, the scene where Neo is like, oh, helicopter pilot skills, it's loaded. And so also too, when I'm channeling for people, I'm telling them every moment is a tarot card. And in that tarot moment, you have the question and the answer simultaneously. It's in your field. All you have to do is slide into your stillness and then listen for it. And your instructions are right there. Everything that you need is within 6 feet of you.
Right.
Yeah, and that's always true. Especially when you're looking for your glasses. And
Everything
you're like, where are my glasses?
Right.
Everything
that you need right now is within your field.
Right. And you can materialize things that you can bring into your field, because that is what they were doing.
Right.
They were seeing it in their field.
Unless it would be detrimental to you or someone else.
Right, exactly.
Right?
I'm glad they have that buffer zone.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Who designed that?
G.
Yeah.
O-D. Wonderful. Okay, all right.
Well, dog.
This is backwards and forwards. Yeah, okay.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're done. But this is so
done.
we're done. This is the beginning.
Right.
We're gonna go sit by the fire and hang out with each other. But let's just walk into the fire. We might as well do that. Let's do that. Okay, so come on, you guys. Let's walk to the fire. We took it to. Okay, let's just show them where we're at here. So this is this beautiful space. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a little statue there. And this was our patio. This is behind the scenes in the temple of Athena. Okay, and this is the goddess of the sun, speaking of the colors and the light. And we're gonna walk you in here. And we already have the tree up for Christmas. So you can see what time of year this was. This is 2022. And then we enter this beautiful, gorgeous room, sharing you this beautiful fire, which is also energy, and a gorgeous tree. And I'm just gonna do a little, here we go. Might be going too fast. There's the tree. I'm gonna go slower. So here's the altar. Take a little darshan of the us's. Okay. And this is where I do my kirtan. And then there we go, Ramana. That's something nice to end on, because he basically just says, contemplate, who am I? And that's everything you were saying. Okay. All right. Bye for now. Stay tuned.